Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture. Today we are going to start with chapter 15, Sound. First, can you recall question? How is sound produced? How is sound produced? Sound is produced due to vibrations in a substance. So basically, sound is produced when there are vibrations, or rather we are able to hear a sound because there are vibrations. Now, production of sound. They have given the diagram of a tuning fork. You might have seen this at ENT doctors, place. So they use this tuning fork. It might be there in your laboratories also. Figure 15.1 is that of a tuning fork. It is having two prongs. It is Y-shaped, and a stem. A tuning fork is made of two prongs and a stem. Keeping the stem ready, if the prongs are struck, they start vibrating and we are able to hear those vibrations. Now in figure 15.2, the prongs are vibrating. In the first condition it is steady. When the prongs are steady, then the air surrounding it, the air near it, all the particles are at on an average they are equidistant. They are at a particular distance from each other. When it is struck, the prongs are moving outwards. They don't move widely, we cannot see it, but we can see it vibrating, lightly. So when it is in the outward direction, the particles around those prongs, they come near to each other. So there is a high pressure region. That high pressure region is called as compression. Now what happens? It goes inside. That means it is vibrating like this. So as it is vibrating like this, once it is in the outward direction and once it is in the inward direction. Now when it is in the inward direction, the particles again become away from each other. That low pressure region, it is called as rarefaction. And sound travels as alternate compressions and rarefactions. So first consider there is a compression. That compression transfers its energy to the molecules ahead of it, in front of it. So the energy is transferred to the next. That means the compression is transferred ahead of it, and then there is a rarefaction. Again the prongs will come outward. Again there will be a compression and then a rarefaction. So sound travels in the form of alternate compressions and rarefactions. What is compression? It is a high pressure region where the molecules are near to each other, and rarefaction, it is a low pressure region where the molecules are away from each other. Now we will see the textbook. Page number 104, third paragraph. If the stem is kept steady and the prongs are struck, the prongs are set into vibrations. It means that they are set into a periodic motion in forward and backward direction. If during the vibration, the prongs of the tuning fork go away from each other, the air outside the prongs is compressed and the pressure there increases. Such a state of high pressure is created in region A in the figure. The region, you may mark from there, that is the definition of compression. The region in which air is at high pressure and high density is called as compression. In the next step of the vibration, the prongs of the fork come close to each other. That is a rarefaction. You may mark the definition. The region in which air is at low pressure and low density is called as rarefaction. So what happens? The molecules transfer their energy from compression to the molecules in front of it. And thus the compression will go forward, the rarefaction will follow, again a compression, again a rarefaction. So sound travels in the form of alternate compressions and rarefactions. What is compression? It is a region of high pressure. What is a rarefaction? It is a region of low pressure. Now the next point is sound requires a material medium for its transfer. That means there should be particles around it. Okay, the particles could be of a solid medium, liquid medium, or gaseous medium. Now to show that it requires a material medium for transfer, okay, there is an experiment given in the textbook on page number 105. What you have to do, you have to take a bell jar. The bell jar is just a cover you might have seen in buffet dinners. There is a particular dome which is kept and there is food inside. Okay, similar to that, it is not that. Okay, so there is a setup, there is an apparatus where the lower part is connected to a vacuum pump. There is a bell jar. Inside the bell jar, an electric bell has been fitted. Now, what you have to do first, you have to ring the bell. You have to switch on the bell. Can you hear it ringing? Yes, you can hear it ringing. Now what you have to do, you have to put on the vacuum pump. Now the vacuum pump, what will it do? It will remove the air inside the bell jar. As the air is continuously being removed, the sound of the electric bell will go on decreasing. Okay, so when you start the vacuum pump, the sound of the electric bell will decrease, again decrease, again decrease. It will continue to decrease till you are able to see the bell ring inside, but you cannot hear it. Why? Because there is no air in between the bell and us. So that means there should be a medium, that means air, in between the source and the listener. Okay, so we are able to hear sound because there is a medium in between. Now they have given an example. Always remember, in the box there are two astronauts standing on the moon. If they talk to each other, they are not able to hear. Why? Because there is no air in between them. The moon doesn't have an atmosphere. Okay, so as there is no air in between them, there is no medium in between them, they cannot hear themselves. They use wireless conditions, okay, wireless technologies to hear them, to hear to each other. So this experiment demonstrates that sound generation and propagation needs a medium. Okay, this is a very important 5 mark or 3 mark question. You have to write from, you may mark, in this experiment, in the second paragraph, in this experiment, till. This experiment demonstrates that sound generation and propagation needs a medium in the third paragraph. Okay, it is a comparatively bigger answer, a 5 mark question with diagram. Only diagram could be asked for 2 marks. Okay, now the next is frequency of sound waves. Now here you may see this is a graphical representation of a sound wave. The compression is shown in the upward bump and the low bump is shown as rarefaction. This is compression, this is rarefaction. One compression and one rarefaction makes one cycle. Okay, so one cycle consists of one compression and one rarefaction. Okay, so this is said to be one cycle. Now we may move on to the next term, that is frequency. What is frequency? The number of cycles in 1 second. Okay, what is compression? What is frequency? Frequency is the number of cycles in 1 second. And what is one cycle? One cycle means one compression, one rarefaction. And the number of compressions and rarefactions in 1 second, that is said to be frequency. The unit of frequency is hertz, and the sound which we are hearing depends upon the different frequencies. As the frequencies change, the sound also changes. Okay, I repeat, as the frequency change, the sound also changes. Now you may see page number 106. The definition you may underline. Number of cycles that are produced in the air per second is called the frequency of a sound wave. The frequency is measured in hertz. If one cycle is completed in 1 second, the frequency is 1 hertz. That means if there are 500 cycles in 1 second, then the frequency is 500 hertz. Last statement you may mark, the frequency of a tuning fork is decided by the dimensions of the prongs. That means the length, the thickness and the material with which it is made up of. So every prong does not make the same sound. It depends the length of the prong, the thickness of the prongs and the material with which the tuning fork is made. Now there is an activity below. You have to take different cups, okay, and you have to fill it gradually increasing order. Okay, you have to fill it in gradually increasing order of water. You have to fill it with water. Okay, and what is done? Take 6 to 7 glass cups, arrange them in a line and fill them with water with gradually increasing water level from one end to another. Take a pencil and strike the cups. You might have done this. The sound generated by each cup is different. Now the sound generated depends on the column above the cup, above the water level. Okay, if the water level, if the region, if the part above the water level is more, it will produce different type of sound. Okay, so we will see when a cup is struck, waves are set up in the air column above the water level in the cup. The frequency of the generated wave depends on the height of the air column inside the glass cup. Since the water level in each glass is different, the height of the air column is also different. Therefore, the frequency of sound generated in each cup will also be different. So, it depends upon the air column which is above the water level. Okay, so this is about the topic for today. First is compression, rarefaction, frequency. Okay, the experiment of bell jar and the diagram. This is for today. You may go through the textbook. If you are having any doubt, you may ask. Thank you.